10 Uncanny Celebrity Lookalikes. Number 10. April Gloria. Taylor Swift has undoubtedly become one of the most influential and successful artists on the planet, so it's perhaps no surprise that there are a number of people who make a living as impersonators. The one that stands out above the rest, though, is April Gloria, and in many of her pictures you'll struggle to tell the difference between her and the real Tay-Tay. She's from New Jersey and is actually a professional cosplayer. She first became aware of her perfect resemblance to Taylor Swift in 2014, and has since then has cut her hair in the same way as the pop icon, has invested in a wardrobe to bring out the right features, and has even perfected her use of makeup to replicate the way Taylor does hers. It's not just the way she looks either. April also has pet cats that she often poses with, and it seems her personality is very similar too. This is just one case where you can't be entirely sure whether she's just a lookalike or a secret clone. Number 9. Francesca Brown. In 2008, Francesca Brown from London in the UK was queuing to enter a nightclub in Las Vegas when something strange happened. A security guard came over to her and led her straight into the VIP section of the club. But as far as she knew, she wasn't a known figure in the States despite being an aspiring actress. It soon became clear that she had been mistaken for a high-profile singer who she'd never heard of before, Katy Perry. And the similarities are undeniable. Since that evening, Francesca has been told countless times that she looks just like the Californian girl, and she's now changed her career path and has become a full-time impersonator. With an increasing following on social media, she now lives in Hawaii where she performs in the Legends in Concert show in Waikiki. Number 8. Guillermo Zapata. Guillermo Zapata is an Argentinian actor and film producer and moved to Hollywood in 1992 to pursue his passion, having starred in a number of TV shows and commercials. If you think you recognize him, it may be because he's the co-owner of a restaurant in West Hollywood called Sur, which is the setting of the Bravo reality show Vanderpump Rules. There's something else familiar about Zapata, though. Can you see it? He bears more than a slight resemblance to the most famous silver fox of the big and small screen, George Clooney. Zapata admits that he has on occasion been mistaken for the actor, but as he has a successful career in his own right, he has no intention of pursuing a role as an impersonator anytime soon. Number 7. Ronnie Rodriguez. This is Ronnie Rodriguez, and if you don't immediately know which A-list celebrity he's a spitting image for, then you need to brush up on your famous actor's knowledge. He is, of course, a Johnny Depp lookalike, and the similarities are so compelling that he's been hired for several high-profile projects in place of the actor. He, for example, works for live productions at Walt Disney to portray Jack Sparrow, and was even Johnny Depp's photo double in promotional images for some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He's flown around the world to star on TV shows in France and Japan, and for promotional work linked with other Johnny Depp movies, and in many ways is seen as being easier to work with than the real thing. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Top 5s with notifications on. Number 6. Martin Jordan. Have you ever dreamt of having a world-renowned Michelin star chef attend one of your events but can't quite afford the real thing? Well, Martin Jordan could well be the answer. He looks just like everyone's favorite foul-mouthed British celebrity and works full-time as a lookalike. But don't expect him to whip up a plate of scallops, because Jordan himself admits his skills in the kitchen are somewhat lacking. Not only does he look like the chef, but he has perfected his mannerisms and his voice, and regularly attends corporate functions where no one can tell the difference. His similarity to Gordon Ramsay is so perfect that he traveled the world for events, and has starred on countless TV shows in the UK, including in adverts that featured Ramsay himself. Jordan also entered Britain's Got Talent as a part of a celebrity lookalike group called the Chippendoubles, an act that Simon Cowell described as being one of his favorite ever. Number 5. Robert McKinnon, Grant Hazel. Ryan Gosling is Hollywood hot property right now, and he's at least the second most famous Ryan to grace our screens in blockbuster movies over the past few years. His charm and good looks mean that there's not one, but two very convincing lookalikes who make the most of being mistaken for an A-list celebrity. The first is Robert McKinnon, a 35-year-old electrician from Mississauga, Ontario. He was first told how similar he looked to the star after the release of The Notebook, but doesn't see the resemblance himself. Still, he loves the attention and often has groups of women screaming when they see him, and admits that he doesn't always correct their mistake. Another Ryan Gosling doppelganger is Grant Hazel, who's a 41-year-old police officer from Perth in Australia. He too has women throwing themselves at him and declaring their love for him, and even says that admirers have tried to get themselves arrested just so they could spend a little more time with him. Apart from the hassle, looking like Gosling comes with its benefits too. Hazel has begun a modeling career on the side and appears at events for an American celebrity lookalike company for more than $800 a time. Number 4. Claudia Sierra. Most celebrity lookalikes had at least some resemblance to the person they looked similar to before they adjusted features to look spot on. But this next person went out to specifically imitate someone she admired. Claudia Sierra from Houston, Texas, had been bullied for her looks since she was young, and following treatment for cancer, she was told she looked really old for her age. She decided to do something about it in an attempt to regain her confidence, so spent more than $50,000 on a series of procedures, including breast augmentation, tummy tuck, a butt lift, an eyelid lift, and plenty more, in order to appear just like Melania Trump. It may seem like an odd choice of hero, but Sierra saw a lot of interesting similarities between herself and the First Lady, both in terms of facial features and their personality. Since the procedures were completed, she's had a new zest for life and says that people stop and notice her in the street because of her newfound glamorous appearance. Number 3. James Martin. Colin Farrell's first feature film was The War Zone in 1999, but he hit the mainstream with the release of 2003's Phone Booth. Since then, he's gone on to star in more than 45 different movies and is definitely classified as a Hollywood heartthrob. He's not, however, the only person to be blessed with looks like these, as 33-year-old Londoner James Martin looks virtually identical to him. He's often approached by autograph hunters and selfie seekers, but according to Martin, it's become more of a hindrance than a blessing. He works as a Farrell impersonator, but this has led to women assuming he's a bad boy, and he even racked up a $7,000 bar tab after being invited into the VIP area of a club by staff who thought he was the Irish film star. It seems it's not just people in the street who mistakenly identify him either. Apparently, his online dating profiles are regularly taken down by companies who believe he's using images of the real Colin Farrell instead of showing his actual face. Number 2. Amethyst Rose. Thanks to Instagram, celebrity lookalikes are being spotted more than ever, and in 2017, when Amethyst Rose, an 18-year-old from California, posted some images of herself, people immediately started to point out how much she looked like Lady Gaga. This inspired her to try to make herself look indistinguishable from the pop icon, and with the help of her thousands of followers who sent her free wigs and makeup, she began to imitate Gaga's most famous styles. People regularly commented that she now looks more like Lady Gaga than the actual Lady Gaga, and Amethyst is loving the attention, so much so that she said she'd love to star in a biopic of the singer's life as her younger version. Number 1. Heidi Agon. Most lookalikes are consigned to sharing their appearance with normal celebrities, but there's one, Heidi Agon, who was routinely mistaken for a member of royalty. The 38-year-old from Corby in the UK used to be a waitress being paid minimum wage, but following the marriage of Prince William, she has made a living as the lookalike for Princess Kate. When you see images of the two side by side, it's virtually impossible to tell the difference, and it seems like the two are linked far beyond just their looks. In 2013, when Princess Kate became pregnant, so did Heidi, and this meant she was able to continue working authentically throughout her pregnancy. She says that her daughter will look through images of her and Kate and can't tell who's who, and sometimes she can't even tell herself. She now makes much more money as an impersonator and appears on TV shows and public events where the real Kate doesn't have enough time to attend. Subscribe to Top 5s for more and check out some of our other popular videos.